What's up, Danny?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. Wow, we are back live together
In the studio.
Oh, yay! Baba,
It's good to be back.
I am. I got my booster shot yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How you feeling?
Aside from my arm hurting
Yeah.
a little bit, nothing.
Nothing.
But like I'm Pfizered out.
Oh, you did the.
I got the Pfizer cube.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
1, 2, 3, Pfizer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We're Pfizer brothers.
I don't know if I had the choice of getting Moderna.
Like a mix. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am not I don't really do any research or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like from random memes that I've seen online, like Moderna is like the Chanel Gucci of vaccines.
Really? Okay.
Right? You know? And like Pfizer is kind of like the Banana Republic cap. Do you know?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? You know? And then
Okay.
the Johnson and Johnson is like the Target shit.
All right. On some level.
You know what I mean? Like that's
what you're saying.
that's what I'm getting. And
Yeah.
so like at least you can get I got the department store shit. You know what I mean? You got to go to the mall shit at least. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but it was interesting because the first two
That's fine.
jabs I got, like they gave me a brochure like, hey, you know, you can't do this or that. If you have any of these symptoms, like you need to call here or whatever. For the booster shot, I went to a different place.
Yeah.
And it was just this old like harabachi doctor that was wearing like you know, the massage slippers, you know, the hard as fuck, like the you know, like the bottom.
Oh yeah, the bottoms are like
it's good for
pins.
circulation. You know what I mean?
You're standing on pins.
So he's like on those slippers, and he just like just wait 15 minutes and then leave.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, for me too. The first time, it was very like I sat face to face with a doctor, and they explained everything to me.
Yeah.
They showed me on his computer like the possible side effects, and this is what it looks like, but only less than 1% of the population gets this kind of thing. The second time I went, they grouped us, like the whole room. They say, "Can I get everyone's attention? Look at this whiteboard here." And there was like 30 of us in the waiting room. Right. Maybe like 20, 25. And then they did the same spiel. Yeah. But with no like computer thing. They just like said, these are the possible things. And then when I went into booster, it was packed, first of all. And then no explanation. Just like I tried to talk to the doctor. I was like, hey, so is there any way I could like Moderna mix, and is there any? I just wanted to talk to him, and he's just like, "You shut your face and just take this and leave." Basically, he gave me that attitude.
Oh, you don't want like, yo, let me get that Gucci, bro. let me get that Chanel, bro. What's up?
I mean, it's just the way I guess the way it's panning out is people are finally getting used to living with this in our lives.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm still not happy with it, but you know what I mean? Like, but who is? You know what I mean? Who
it's affecting
really
you more than a lot. I mean, because you're a performer. Yeah. You know, and it's really affecting your work.
Yep.
Your livelihood.
Yeah.
You can't work out material as often. You're not as funny as before. You know, so I mean, like, you can't be. If you're not working out, like it's like you're not working on your muscles and shit like that. Right. So it's a terrible time for comics, I think, for musicians, for whoever does not have a space to work out their material, and it's really a good time for YouTubers or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
podcasters. I don't know. Send us your brand deals and sponsorships, please.
The one thing about like working out material is that you really don't know if a joke is funny or not until you try it in front of people.
Yeah.
Right. And not your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The problem with telling jokes in front of your friends is that they already have embedded like character assessment of you. Right. So like that's all taken into consideration when you tell any sort of joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But if they're complete strangers, they don't know who the fuck you are, what kind of person you are.
They just think you're like a...
you know what I mean? And on top of that, like, so the reason why I bring this up is that like one of my hyungs, right? He told what we would call like a stock joke, right? A stock joke is like something...
You didn't write it. It's like
existing internet, or not just internet, but like it's passed down jokes, right? Yeah. So he told a Korean joke.
Okay.
Right. And it was with the comedians in the green room, and we all cracked up. And so knowing that it's a stock joke, Donguni, there was no one to host. I was like, you host. So he goes, okay, let me tell you a funny joke. And he tells that joke and it eats fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, like, you know, like I thought, like, I was like, I don't know if it's going to work on stage. I think it works on it works like in a drinking situation, right?
It's like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a comic, but it's like the aristocrats. Like that's an inside joke.
I mean, well, to be honest,
for the most part, that's an inside joke with comedians, because remember when after 9/11 and Gilbert Gottfried came out on some Comedy Central roast, and he did a version of his whatever, just like a random aristocrats setup, and apparently all the comics lost it. They were like, it was really funny. It really broke the ice. Right. But a lot of most other people that have never heard of that setup or that kind of joke, it just flew right over their heads. Right. So is that the kind of thing that would...
Oh, well, I mean, kind of. So I want to retell the joke. It's in Korean, but it's not that hard to understand. So I'm going to do it in Konglish, right? Okay. And I want to see how you react to it. Okay. So I'm going to do it in Konglish, right? So this dad and the little son, they come from the market, come back home, and see like the mom passed out on the living room floor, just sleeping, but she's butt ass naked. Okay. Right? And so the dad's like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, and he's trying to like, you know, like he's kind of, you know, flustered, right? Yeah. Now the little boy points at his mom's vagina because he goes, Dad, that's different from ours. Like, what's that? What happened there? And then the dad goes, 아빠하고 엄마가 놀았을 때 도끼로 한번 이렇게 찍었어.
With the axe?
Yeah. 장난으로 찍었어. And the son goes, 와, 보지에 정통으로 맞았네.
Wait, what does that mean?
I mean, like, oh, you fucking really hit her in the pussy. Right? But he said this shit. Like, to me, like, that's like you have drinks. This is like kind of like a whatever, right? Yeah. But he goes on stage, and before he goes, coming up next, before he says that, he goes, hey, let me tell you a funny joke. He ate fucking dog shit, dude. And
it is an aristocrats moment.
Right.
People don't know that, you know, there's no punchline for aristocrats. It's like, and we call it the aristocrat. Like, it's just a dirty, foul ass like thing. Like, and people aren't expecting you to say dirty shit like that, right? So he brings up the first comedian, but the job of a host, you don't have to be funny per se, but you need to have the energy of the crowd like at a certain level, right? But he brought that shit like to negative, right? You know? Okay.
You know?
Oh man.
And
that sounds hilarious.
And so Chegyu goes up and he goes, ah, sheepa. Like on stage. Just like he's like 동원이 형 머리에다가 도끼 찍고 싶다고. right. But the thing was, it was interesting because like that night, including me, we all were kind of eating shit. Uh-huh. But the through line was when things weren't going well.
Yeah.
We blamed the axe murderer for this situation, and it kind of solved.
Yeah.
It kind of eased the tension of the place. But the one thing I realize right now is that a lot of like first timers are coming to both shows, but they're not even familiar what stand up is. Do you know what I mean? So they're so used to like Korean style comedy, on TV, that they are all like kind of taken aback by how raw the bits are.
I think I kind of understand it in my terms as a musician. I remember I played the K-pop night out stage at South by Southwest.
I was there.
And you've heard my music. That is the furthest away from K-pop. Or some of the acts were not K-pop at all. But the point being, the audience though is there for K-pop.
Right.
And so I came out and I played my sad songs. And I just it was hard for me to look at the crowd. But I have my time. I'm going to take my time, use my time while I'm up there. Thankfully, there were some people that were anticipating it because, they knew the lineup. And some of them knew who I was already. And they were very supportive. I can hear them. Shout out to all you supporters that were there.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
When you're bombing on stage as a musician, do you sing your songs faster?
Yes, absolutely.
Like if it was a 3-minute song.
That's a very good question. Because I'll cut out the bridge, the second verse, and just go straight to the reprise, as we call it. Like it's like there's no way around it. Like you have to do your time, and sometimes it's like a certain amount of songs.
Right,
so
right.
like the engineers has your lineup,
right?
And it's like, okay, this guy's doing 9 songs, right? So I got to sing 9 songs,
right?
But what they don't know is they don't know how long those songs are. I have in the past cut out verses, bridges to shorten my sets.
But you cut out chunks of it. You don't sing it faster, right?
I mean, you can't do that out of a bit. Like you take this whole chunk.
Yeah, you can.
Chunk. Can you?
I've done it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, ooh, I'm eating shit right now. I'm going home. I can't wait.
Your set list doesn't really. Nobody's like reading. All right, he did that joke. Okay,
right.
All right. Now he's almost done with his set. Like you can take it other direction.
You know what a una is? Nah. All right. like I just cut it shit off there. Like that's not even funny. Like fuck you. I don't care.
Oh man, that's funny though.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I've never because we've talked about like horrible gigs or whatever, but I've never asked you that question about like
these are things I talk to with other musicians too. Like, hey, what's the worst show? Like those are the things you do. What's the worst? And I'll one up you on that. Like, and we'll talk about things like that, or like, have you ever gotten paid in coupons?
Oh shit, yo man, Koreans have been doing that for years apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like where they don't pay you in cash, they pay you in like 백화점 coupons.
Yeah, you know why they do that, right?
Tax.
I didn't know this until I actually went to go buy them with someone. Is because you can buy the coupons at a discount. So there are places. Let's say one time we went to Lotte 백화점, and we had to buy like $1,000 in like gifts, right, from the 백화점. So what we did was we bought $1,000 worth of gift cards, but it only cost us, let's say, like $900 for $1,000 in gift cards.
Right.
And yeah, so you're getting 10% off as you walk in,
right,
before you even get there, right? So, but I guess the thing with that is like, you know, and then that makes me realize that companies give those away for like $100 and for, you know, that's why they give that out, because they're getting it at a discount, and it's good for the 백화점s and to offer those at a discount, because as you know, not everybody uses coupons or those gift vouchers. So likelihood is 100% of those, when they sell it, they're basically selling free, you know, like, and then, but who knows, people will hold on to those and never use them. They'll forget about them, so that they're playing the odds. You know, and so they will sell it off for less. It's kind of a smart thing, but
so a while back there was this. It was kind of like an online comedy audition program in Korea, right? And they called it like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But the judges had nothing to do with stand-up comedy, right?
Yeah.
And the people that were involved in the show asked me to be a contestant. And I told them to fucking kiss my ass. So I know some people that, you know, like got on the show, right?
Yeah.
And so like the first place gets like 10 G's. Right, second place gets 5, third place gets 3 G's.
Yeah.
And like fourth and fifth and sixth get a G apiece. Right. So I know the guys who got third and fourth place. Right. First and second, it's called a stand-up comedy thing. They didn't do stand-up comedy.
They weren't even stand-up
No,
comedians.
they didn't do nothing. They're basically YouTubers doing shit that was outside of the realm of stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Which I'm not against, but don't call it a fucking stand-up comedy competition, right?
That's annoying. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so third place got 3 G's, right? And then the fourth place was supposed to get a grand, right? But then the head of the competition, like the guy who put this shit together, goes up to the fourth place guy on the side and gives him like $1,000 like a voucher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, so he's thinking like, oh shit, like, you know, like maybe he thought I was funnier and this is just on the side.
Yeah.
Give me $1,000 and then give me the voucher.
And the
or, you know, like, you know, kind of like, hey, you know what? Like, I liked you a lot. You did really well. And here's some extra shit.
Yeah.
Right. And then so a month goes by and they do not send him $1,000.
So that was his.
Right. So fifth place and sixth place, he called him. Hey, did you get paid? He's like, yeah. So they sent them $1,000 minus the tax.
Yeah.
Right. But this guy just got a $1,000 gift certificate. Right.
Yeah.
So the guy who got the $1,000 gift certificate gave the gift certificate to his mom.
Yeah.
To be like, Mom, like, you know, hey, you know, buy some good for yourself. Right? Thinking he was going to get another grand. And then when he found out he's not getting it, he's like, hey, did you use that G?
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently like I've heard some comedians from the 방송국s, some people, especially like the newbies, don't get paid a fixed salary or whatever. They get paid in coupons.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And there are places that I've seen that exchange coupons for money.
Yeah.
Right.
They sell it on Tangun, on the carrot market.
Right.
Basically the Craigslist of Korea. I see those vouchers come Sarrar or Chuseok time. Well, they sell like that for cash.
Right.
That reminds me, like that's how we got rid of all of our spam. We were getting a lot of spam one year. We got a lot of spam one year for Chuseok, or just, I don't know, it just was like a spam filled Chuseok. And then my wife would, and I was like, I'm not eating that. Like, there's too much sodium. I love spam and stuff, but we have too much spam. She put it up on on Tangan looked at the market price of spam and she just shaved it for like 20% and sold it within 5 minutes.
Boom.
Like people, and then I'm pretty sure they gifted it to like.
Tangan Market is like, it's like Craigslist, but also kind of like the way, like I have never dealt with it. But as I'm walking down the street, I can see a Tangan transaction happen.
Yeah.
And it looks like an old school drug deal.
It does. It's a little shady.
Yeah, because it's kind of in the cuts, and then it's like people are like not like overtly going, "Yo, Tangun," right? It's like Tangmaga.
Yeah.
Tangmaga. Right. Like, it's that kind of shit, right? But Tangun, man, like I don't know. I mean, what's the coolest thing you bought at Tangun Market?
I bought a mountain bike on it, like a nice mountain bike, and it was just like a guy that just wanted to get rid of it for just taking up space. And so we had asked, Linus actually found it for me, and he actually did the transaction for me, and he showed up and he was like, "Hey, can you like take off $100?" And he did. The guy was just like, "Yeah, I just want to get rid of it," basically. Wow. So I think I got a Trek mountain bike for I think like $200. Wow. And it was basically, it's like no problems with it, and that's the coolest thing I got. The baby's clothes or toys. We get a lot of baby toys from it because toys are super expensive in Korea, brand new, especially like Legos, foreign toys that have to be imported. For some reason, they're just so expensive. So when we went back to LA and we were shopping for toys and clothes for the kids, we would go on Tangan and say, "Oh, is anyone selling this on Tangan? Let's see what they're selling it for." And literally, it would be 3 times the price.
So did you start making a business move?
So I was like, all right, whatever we buy, save the boxes. You know, like, cause we're like, let's keep it in the boxes, because after we're done with outgrowing the toys, we'll sell it on Tangan and get our money back. You know, not make a profit off it, but at least sell it for what we bought it for, because it's worth that much, at least in Korea, even if it's used. So, you know, we have to be frugal and like smart with our finances now. Like, that's not a bad way to think about it. Have you bought anything on Tangan?
Nope.
Are you on Tangan?
Nope.
No. It's just fun to watch too. I just go on, I look at like how ridiculous, I look at watches, like people sell Rolexes and stuff like that. Not that I have any, I'm just like curious, like the prices and all this stuff. Sneakers, like Jordans, they sell, right now I get an alert for wine fridges. And I just want to see how, like, you often see people put the same thing up over and over and over and over again because no one's biting, and you see the price drop like every other day to where it's like you might as well just give it away. And so sometimes I'll jump at an opportunity and like grab like something that way.
So it leads me to a question that I've been thinking about recently was, what app do you spend the most time on your phone?
Oh, that's a good question. You guys answer all this too, like if you can in the comments.
Yeah.
I think I spend the most time on my Apple News app. Mm-hmm. I open that up the most. It used to be Instagram, Facebook, but not so much anymore. But I think I do go on Facebook more these days because of videos to watch. Because I like the algorithm, though I hate the advertisements and the amount they come out. But yeah, I'm on Apple News a lot. I'm on
Instagram the most.
Okay.
And my Explore tab.
What's that?
So you know how like you like there's your friends' feeds that pop up, right? And then there's another thing which is explore, which is people that probably you aren't following, that are according to your algorithm, like, and just popping up, right? Whether it's posts or whatever. And my explore tab is becoming very like I'm a fucking creep. Like that's what it's turning out to be. It's like a bunch of pictures of popping up of like personal trainers and Pilates, like just basically women in hot yoga pants, like working out.
Okay.
And that's what's like a unhealthy amount.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at them going like, ooh.
So you spend a lot of time on Instagram.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm doing. It's not like the other hand is doing anything else. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not like, but my algorithm is skewed that way. The other app I'm using, and it's not on my phone usually, but it's on my Apple TV, is YouTube and Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only thing I do. But
that's true. Me too. Yeah. I'm on those a lot too. YouTube, lately I've been watching a lot of how to make bread videos. I do that a lot.
So are you like proud of your bread?
I'm about 20 loaves in.
Oh.
I considered maybe doing like a video diary per loaf, but it's just too much work. So but it's getting better. Every loaf has literally come out better because there's little tweaks you make, and then you get to know the oven that you're working with, and the water the water is different in Korea, I'm sure, than it is. Everything everyone tells me to do on YouTube. The first time I try it, it doesn't exactly work in Korea. I don't know if it's the altitude or the type of water or what. It's just I just have to readjust a lot, and I finally figured it out for what works for me. I'm on YouTube a lot for those things, like how to make a better loaf. There's like all this stuff. It's not fun. I will say, I've been putting up random photos of the bread coming out. Not photos, videos on YouTube Shorts. And that gets more views now than my music. So people care more about bread than they do music, or my music in particular.
I could see that.
And TikTok, yesterday I actually did a TikTok thing, and it was the first time I went viral on TikTok. I got like, in the morning, I did this one thing. I thought it was interesting. I saw Billie Eilish draw on her face. There's this like thing you could do. And then you just basically, it's like a pencil and you can draw like the features of your face.
Right.
It's just like a doodle, right?
Right.
And I was like, why don't I do that, but draw a bag head around my face. I uploaded it to also to Instagram and to YouTube, just to do as an experiment. It got not nearly as much, but it got like 100,000 views on TikTok. And I was like, I watched it because I saw it was like at 20 views. And the next time I opened it up was when work ended, when I was about to leave for home. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. That has like 2,000 views. That's a lot for me. And then, so I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then people were commenting on it. And I was like, all right, I closed the app and I opened it again. It was at like 15,000 within like a few minutes. I was like, that's weird. So every time I opened it, it was going up like 5,000 more. And then by the time I went to bed, it was like at 100,000 or like 95,000.
You should have made another similar video.
Yeah, probably. But the funny thing is, if you look at my TikTok, which is I Hate Big Phony, the comments, people got into a fight on my comment board.
That's probably how people, you were getting so many hits.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it was one person complaining, saying, how did this guy get a blue check mark, a verified mark on TikTok, because I'm verified on Twitter, on TikTok, on certain places, because I'm the man, you know. So I don't know. So one guy was like, this guy only has like 100 somewhat followers. That makes no sense. How can he have a verified thing? And I'm connected to TikTok as a musician. My music is on TikTok.
Right.
And they connected my profile with my music so people can find my music.
Right.
The thing that is supposed to work out is like my fans find out that I'm on TikTok and they can use my music and what, but it didn't work out because nobody cares about my music, right? So I don't have a lot of followers. But this particular post got within the graces of TikTok's algorithm, right? And then this person was like dumbfounded, like that doesn't make sense. So people were explaining to him or her, he has a verified mark because he's a musician and he has music. If you look at his page, like you can see that he's written a lot of music and he's been doing it for a very long time. So he has that recognition. He's like, but look at his followers. This guy's a nobody, basically. And then people were responding like, hey, 사가지 없다고.
Oh, it's all of this shit was in Korean.
Yeah. Like you're pointing all this stuff out on this guy's page. Like you have some respect or kind of thing. There was something like that. One person, he responded to one person in 반말 and they're like, what? 나한테 반말 쓰세요? And then they went like at it. It's funny. My wife read some of it and she was like, this is pretty funny. Like there's some people that have no sagaji on this.
Some people.
Yeah. So.
Someone said that like having like being like a crazy like a SNS influencer, social media influencer, is like being the prom king and queen of a mental asylum.
What? Okay.
Like, so if you have all these followers, it's like you're, you know what I mean? Like you're that popular, you're the best, but everyone around you is fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about social media. Like, I want to get off the grid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know that that's like, for lack of better words, career suicide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
But
I think I've taken that. Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm not on Instagram as much anymore. Like I'm throwing stuff here and there, but really I'm purposely not on the app. I know I have a lot of friends on there. I don't look at a lot of it.
Dude,
I don't scroll it.
You're missing out. Yeah. You're missing out on big booty workout girls.
I don't scroll it at all, and I feel bad, you know, because I know a lot of people when I do post, they leave messages or comments, even that I barely get to, or I don't really want to use it for that aspect. I just want people to know that I'm alive. And someone wrote me one time and said, because I was complaining about social media, and they're like, well, you know, Bobby, we want you to post because we're fans of yours and we want to see that you're doing well. And, you know, it's a reminder of why we love your music, you know, and I thought it was a nice gesture to say so. And so every now and then I post, but it's mostly of my son or the pregnancy and all that. And I rarely put like a photo of my face, you know.
Well, according to your one of the comments on your TikTok, your quote unquote viral TikTok video, one of the comments said that you look like a AV actor.
I didn't know what that meant. My wife was laughing, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, look at this comment. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So she's like, someone thinks you look like a porn actor.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know what porn actors look like? Why are you laughing? Yeah. So I don't know what that meant. And so I told you about it today, and it's like, yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what that means. I have apparently I have the face of a porn actor.
You want me to give you a description of Korean and Japanese male porn actors? Right?
Please.
First of all, like scale of 1 to 10. 5s, 6.
Thanks.
Right?
I see where this is going.
And they all look tired. They always look like this.
Okay, I did it in the morning.
Yeah, the shoot looks like a long time.
My wife said, I just woke up.
Yeah.
And I had done that.
Yeah.
And my eyes are puoso.
Yeah.
Or you can see in the video. Like, I don't care, whatever. Like, my eyes are like all bloated, and my face is bloated, and that's why. And I don't have sankapur and like, what is that? So I just have this puffy eyes, and she says that's what porn actors look like puosa eyes.
Yeah. Do you think if you look at like Korean or Asian like porn, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've seen it once in your life.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
I doubt there is like that they work out and train for. Do you know what I mean? Like, like people that want to act on a Marvel movie, right? Mm-hmm. Like they all have to get muscles, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. I think appearance, especially from the males, for those types of movies, they all just kind of look like you. Just a tired, mediocre.
All right, I get it. Motherfucker.
I actually now know the title of this episode.
What is it?
Bobby the AV actor.
Oh shit. Okay. That's funny though.
Yeah.
That's a strange reality to be met with. Yeah, it's not a strange, but possibly sad. And,
Why? Why is that sad?
I should ask people.
What?
Hey, so do you think I look like an AV actor? And it's one thing if they respond, then they're basically admitting to knowing much about the subject. And it's also like everyone wants
if people like that's the thing that I don't like understand about, and this is actually I see it here more, right? Mm-hmm. It is illegal.
Oh yeah,
to watch
illegal.
Porn here.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But I would say that the vast majority, and I'm going into 90%. No surveys have been done, but in my mind, about 90% of the male population has probably seen one or continue to see those types of videos.
From instinct, do you believe that, or you just from instinct you think?
I've asked every dude that I've accounted.
Oh, okay. Right? Oh, so for not just instinct,
right.
You have. Yeah, you have analytics to back that up. Okay.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is that even though quote unquote it is illegal.
Yeah.
Right. 90% of the people around me, of the males around me, are breaking the law.
Yeah.
Right. And it's one of the few laws that people break that they actually outwardly admit in public.
Oh, they don't. Oh, it's very like
they outwardly admit not. They don't go, yo, motherfuckers, I watch porn. You watch porn? Yeah. No, not like that. But like, if like for example, when I'm on stage and I go, you watch porn?
Yeah.
90% of them say yes.
Well, but you ask, it's porn is called yadong here, right?
Yes.
Yadong or something like that.
Yadong means 야한 동영상.
Okay, so but that couldn't that mean do you watch even soft?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah,
right.
But that's like on TV.
Right.
Like it can be on TV. Yeah. That's not illegal.
The subscription based one.
So maybe they're answering to that. Like they say like the legal kind of yadong.
Yeah, I mean
that's okay to answer to, but like to outwardly say I break the law. Do you think they don't have a problem with saying that?
I don't think, I don't know, but I don't think that they're counting the softcore. I think it's called Catch On or Catch One, the channel that's on TV, right? Where late at night, like you'll see like a softcore, right?
Oh yeah, and you need to put in a code to get on the channels. Yeah,
I think it's catch one or catch on. I forget, whatever, right? But there is no actually. I've talked to a male actor. Kind of looks like you, but he's a Korean.
He's done that.
He's a Korean softcore porn actor.
Oh really? Okay, okay.
And he's been in hundreds upon hundreds of films.
Oh,
but
Can you pass him my business card? Maybe I can get a side gig.
But he they say that there's no insertion, not even shown.
Yeah.
But it's not. So they tape you down.
Oh, it's tape.
So you have like nude colored like tape to cover your genitals.
Oh, when they film.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when you're fake fucking, nothing's going inside.
It's like the skin colored panties I wore in K-Town Cowboys, like that kind of thing.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So it's that kind of stuff, right? But back to the thing is the people that I'm asking.
Yeah.
They're not talking about that.
They're talking about
They're talking about
illegal stuff.
Yes. Okay. Right. And so my point is that it's one of the few things that I've seen Koreans admit in public that they break the law.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's not as okay. I see what
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now my question is where's the line?
Where's the line?
Yeah.
What will you not admit to?
Yeah.
When it comes to this kind of, like
when it comes to what do you deem too much to admit that you're breaking? So
for Koreans,
yes. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, that's an interesting question
because
like bestiality, like that kind of like
that's I mean not even sexually, but whether it's like obviously like drugs or like other shit too, right? You know what I mean? Like there is a line.
Of course.
Gambling is illegal.
Yeah.
Right? And I always go, so wait a minute. Sports gambling is illegal here.
Yeah.
But stocks isn't.
Yeah.
All right. But if you think about it, it's the same shit, except you're betting on a team and one you're betting on a company. Yeah. Right? At the end of the day. Right? So, what are we doing here? Like, okay, so like my thing is like, and in America it's illegal.
I think the thing with gambling, like the reason why it's illegal, it's because, and in stocks it's also the same thing. I'm sure if you deal in that, but
because you lose your ass if you get addicted to it, right?
Yeah, and like in a gambling situation, like if you're in a room and you're gambling with other people, and then it's a lot of tension, right? Like you can get into fights. It gets so bad that, and you throw in people losing money and losing their, savings and all that in front of other cocky people or whatnot. And then other crimes are committed, right? Like fights and murder and all that stuff.
I mean, I'm talking about stocks, like online, but I'm talking about like online sports gambling.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. So they do. There's a line that's drawn.
By the way, one of the worst places to do stand-up comedy as someone that's not famous is a casino.
Casino stand-up.
Because if you're famous, they're fans and they come see you.
Yeah.
If you're not famous, then they just lost a lot of money and they need to cool off.
Yeah.
And then they're like, fuck this guy. Like they're already, think about it. Let's say you lost 10 grand, right? You're trying to cool off, and you're pissed. You're drinking.
Yeah.
In front of you, there's the video poker and he's fucking playing video poker and you're listening to you. Oh man, they're the worst.
Have you ever done casino?
Hell yeah.
I was hearing a story recently. I went down another normed McDonald hole recently. And I hear the same stories over and over again, but I still love hearing them. When other comics talk about Norm Macdonald. And what was the story? I think it was Vaughn. What's his name? I forget it. His name's escaping me. The podcaster. Southern accent.
Theo Vaughn,
yeah. he was saying one time he did this gig at a casino with Norm Macdonald, and Norm's much older, and they're not really that close at the time. So it was like a deal. You do your stand up one night, and then the next day you had to join a poker tournament. They're the celebrity guests, and so Theo Von is like saying that this sits down, or Norm comes in and says, "Man, this place is full of," he uses the P word, with beautiful women, or basically, right? And Theo Von is like looking like around, and he's like, "Well, actually, there's not one attractive person here, man or woman." Yeah. And he's like, I don't know Norm that well. It's like, maybe he's old and his standards have like gone down the drain. And so he just wanted to be agreeable. So he's like, "Yeah, man, like, yeah, it's pretty good." Yeah. And Norm is like, "Fuck no, this place is like," it's like he totally like played him. But I don't know. That just came to mind because I've been thinking about a lot of Norm Macdonald, Bob Saget.
Louis Anderson passed
yesterday, right? And then so
Betty White.
And too soon. Like Betty White was 100 years old, like 99 actually. But Norm was only 61, right? And I think about that. It's like, man, that's like one of those comics you want to live forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
even Bob Saget, I wasn't a huge fan of his comedy, but just his existence in the comedy world was really important for some reason. I didn't understand that until he passed. So it's just like, oh, he's kind of the glue and for a lot of reasons. And I keep thinking about that. That's why I was watching a lot of Bob Saget material, a lot of Norm. I can't stop watching. And
my YouTube algorithm went into a weird place. Not bad, but like somehow just it went to like this dude that makes like documentaries, like I don't want to say documentaries, but make like 30-minute videos, 20-minute videos on like random topics, like the history of Coca-Cola.
Okay, yeah,
and things like that.
Yeah.
Right. Did you know that Coca-Cola, back in the 1800s, actually had traces of cocaine in it?
Yeah.
Right. And did you know that Coca-Cola during World War II, basically made a deal with the U.S. government to give their soldiers like a super discount on Cokes? Like, so,
oh, really?
So
okay.
like, I forget what the price was, but it was like a super discount.
So for the public, it was like 10 cents, and it was 5 cents for the
yeah. And so like, but Coke was also selling Fanta to the Germans.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So like, so I was like, oh, that's some shady shit.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, like it's like that type of stuff, or like how.
I mean, it's caffeinated. It has apparently traces of cocaine.
Well, not
at that time.
Not in the 40s, right?
But it was caffeinated, right? And it was sugar, so they were keeping the soldiers alert.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then on top of that, like the caffeine, the original source was too far away. So to make it cheaper, what they did was back in the early 1900s, the US was on a tea phase. People were drinking tea.
Okay.
So all the leftover trash tea, like leaves, they got them all out of the garbage.
Yeah.
Right? Collected them and contracted a company called Monsanto to pull out all the caffeine, right? And use it as the substitute. And that's Coke. And I was like, oh shit, man. Cutthroat motherfuckers.
He's a professor.
Cutthroat motherfuckers. Like I was seeing all this kind of stuff. Like,
I can see you going down that kind of rabbit hole.
And you know what it is? It's like, I don't even look at the video. I lay on my sofa. I play a fucking stupid ass, like whatever game on my mobile phone game. Right. And just
listen to
information just in my ear, right? Dude, it's very useless information. There's nowhere where I'm going to use it.
It's like why I like. It's like reading books. Like most of the books we read. I know what you read. That information is not useful, but it's entertaining. But it's also like it gives. I think it gives us more things to talk about. Actually, when we're reading, like I find ourselves talking about these books and like. It makes us more interesting, I think. At least in my eyes, I think.
As long as you go, according to a book I read recently, if you start off there, then I'm like, go fucking kill yourself, right? Like, but like,
it does make you more interesting if the more you read, and I don't care what it is you read. Yeah. But everyone uses what they read as reference to whatever they're explaining. Yeah. And if it works, it works. It
was crazy. Like, but I don't even know the guy, but like big shout out to Jake Tran, because it's like that's his channel. And I was like, just it caught on my algorithm, and I just kept on playing it. And then over the weekend, I've been learning about the shadiness of Walmart to like all this other shit, right? And I'm like, all right, it's good to know. I'm not gonna use it anywhere. I'm not gonna be, this is not a conversation starter, because like all this stuff is kind of dark and kind of like shady, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know, like, why what's going on with Tesla and China? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. With any of my friends, it's not a fun conversation starter, but it's interesting to have that take up some space in your brain.
No, that's fun. If you listen to Joe Rogan, like he's seen all of that. I feel like he's a person that does the same, and just like he consumes a lot of information, and it's probably, I wouldn't put it past him to get some of that information from like doing what you do.
Absolutely.
Because he always pulls out, like, these references from
Jamie. Pull that video up, Jamie.
Yeah. It'll be up in a minute. So that's the one. That's the one. Oh man. Like we're already at 53 minutes, but I feel like this episode flew by pretty fast. I think it's
Bobby
a
the
good thing
AV
when
actor.
That happens.
Okay, if you were an American porn star, you're Asian American porn star, right?
I know there's one. I heard of one guy because there's more than one.
I think there's like a few.
I remember there being one guy. I forgot his name because I used to listen to David Cho's podcast, and he was making a big deal about this one Asian guy. And then I did look it up at one point.
Would you like, you wouldn't go, nobody uses their real name, their legal name.
Oh, what would your name be?
Yeah.
They do that thing where the name of your first pet and the first street you lived on, or the street you grew up on. So mine would be 36th Street Sherry or something like that.
Mine would be Wabash Bullet.
Bullets are small, Pew!
But they kill motherfuckers.
They kill.
No, so like, like I always thought like there was a former old school basketball player, and I was like, this motherfucker has the perfect porn star name. Not perfect, but it's like
basketball player?
Yeah, basketball player.
Nah, Muggsy Bogues. No.
BJ Armstrong.
Yeah. BJ Armstrong.
That's like the quintessential. I mean, not quintessential, but that's a good one. You know what I mean? Like, there's other fools. You know what it is though? Like, I feel like when I was younger, like in high school, there were actual porn stars, like male and female.
There aren't anymore?
Like, I'm sure there are. I'm sure people know their names.
Yeah.
But for sure, like, I don't know any of the guy names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The male actors' names. But some of the females, but I don't know their names anymore. But I remember when I was younger, like, it was like Rocco and, like, you know what I mean? Okay. Or like the old school, like porn.
I know Stormy Daniels.
Yeah. Or a bunch of them, like the Asian ones were like Lucy Tai and fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm trying to remember. There was another Asian man. I will admit that I did know a lot more names. They're escaping me right now. What was the? Jeez. It shouldn't distress me that it shouldn't. It's just, but there's one in particular I can't remember. But.
Dude, there was a series where they would basically parody famous sitcoms. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, but they would name it like, "This is not the Cosby Show."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But it would be people playing like Cliff Huxtable and all.
Okay.
But it's a porn.
Okay.
Right. So there's a guy who plays Bill Cosby, kind of looks like him, and he's like doing the same, like, you know, like
pudding pops
or whatever, right? But he's, you know, and then like everybody's fucking each other, right? Like, you know.
All right.
Or the one that made me laugh the most was, I think the actress's name was like Julia Ann or whatever, right? But she dressed up like Sarah Palin. And you know how Sarah Palin lived or represented Alaska.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the porn starts off with some Russian dudes whose helicopter or plane like basically lands in
Alaska
on our backyard.
Okay.
And so these two Russian fools like knock on the door and say, "Ooh, hi, hello there," right? And he's like, "My helicopter, they broke down and I need to call." Right? It's, "Oh, sure, right this way." And then all of a sudden a fucking gangbang happens, right? "Oh, my helicopter broke down. I need to call the premiere." And I'm like, yo. It's one of the few times I just laughed. I watched the story.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just, look, I'm giving you some points of inspiration.
Yeah.
Because you look like an AV actor.
And we'll call it The Aristocrats. Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind, I mean, if the money's good, I wouldn't mind
I don't think the
being a
money's
double.
I don't
just pulling out, like, as soon as the action goes on. I'll just be, I mean, if there's a standard for.
Oh, so you want a stunt dick.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, you're covered up and stuff, but then I got to work out then my upper body. I got like.
No, but for the Asian ones, like not the ones that do work in America, but the softcore shit that I see.
They're not well built.
Like I said,
I fit the bill.
Mediocre, tired.
All right. We'll see you next time on the Noonchi Podcast. By the way, we got new merch. I don't know what you call it. The TVQ thing, like mask.
Yes. If you type those English letters in Korean, it spells Shiba.
That's what it is. But Koreans apparently know that means Shiba, right? That's funny. Okay. We'll see you guys next time on the Noonchi Podcast. Actually, we're going to take next week off, right? Because of Saturday.
Who knows?
We'll see. Maybe we'll do a Zoom call or maybe we'll come into the studio. Peace.
All right, yo.